showing you all I know about Block Wars. So my little setup right here is based off of CubeCraft's Block Wars. So I'm just going to be showing you about how to speed bridge, how to block clutch, and all that on Bedrock PC. So yeah, let's get into the video. So first I'm going to show you how to speed bridge, and again, don't try this on Bedrock touchscreen or Java because it won't work, only on Bedrock PC. So what you're going to do, there's 3 ways to speed bridge. First way is go a few blocks back from the edge that you're going to speed bridge off of, and then you're going to place a block and then do that. So you're going to place a block and keep holding the place block button, and then you're gonna walk forward and keep aiming your crosshair at the front of this block. Because if you do like that, if you aim your crosshair at the top of the block, it'll just place on top of it. So you have to aim it at the front and do that, and then it'll place a block behind it. So then you can use that. You can place a block behind it, then jump up and kind of aim at the ground, and it'll just be placing blocks for you. So I'm going to show you how to do it like really fast. So like that. You can sprint on this. So you remember, you just move forward, aim your crosshair thing at the front of the block, and then you can jump up on it, aim like at an angle to the ground, and you can just keep going. So yeah, that's the first way to speed bridge. Now I'm going to show you the second way of speed bridging, which I think is the easiest. You simply just go back a few blocks from the edge and then hold the place button and just start placing, and you'll be able to just place in air. Again, go a few blocks back from the edge, place a block, and then just look to the ground and hold the place block button, and then you'll just be able to place into the air. It is very weird, but yeah, that's how the second way how to use speed bridge. And both of these ways you can sprint and jump. So the first way you can sprint and jump on. And then the second way, you can also sprint and jump on. But the second way, you have to look straight down. Now, the third way of speed bridging, I've not really gotten into, but it's like where you start speed bridging, and then you're jumping, then you bob your crosshair like up and down, so it places in front of you. I've mostly just done the one where you look down, but the third way of speed bridging is, I guess, better, because if I started a new speed bridge, if you bob your crosshair up and down, you can see like in front of you, and it places the blocks in front of you, like a lot of blocks in front of you, not just like it on the second speed bridging, you just barely stand on the blocks, but the third one, you can see where you're going instead of looking straight down, and it is and it places like blocks in front of you before you even get to them, so that's kind of helpful. If you try to do it, if you start it and then you do it too far, it will totally stop the speed bridge. Sometimes I fall down with that, so don't have it go up too far, just a little bit so you can see in front of you, and it can place blocks in front of you, so if someone whacks you from behind, you'll just land on your blocks you placed like in front of you. But if you're just looking straight down and barely making it, and someone whacks you, you'll just totally fall off the speed bridge. Because like if you're just doing this and someone whacks you, oh no, you just fall down. So the third speed bridging technique is better because, you know, you have some safety blocks in front of you already, but it is harder, but I don't think it's too hard. So now I'm gonna show you how to speed bridge just off a ledge like this, how to just right away make a speed bridge just right off the ledge. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna look off the ledge, because in bedrock you can just place a block in thin air when like off a ledge. On Java you have to like actually look at the block, but on bedrock you just look into air and you can place it, so that helps with speed bridging. So to place off an edge, you're gonna look and then you're gonna hold the place button, and then you're gonna move forward and right away look down, so like this, and then you'll see it'll place a block. So hold the place button, and then as you're moving forward, look and don't crouch. As you're moving forward, look, have your crosshair look down, so like that, and then you'll see you can just place blocks. That's how you start speed bridging off a ledge. It's kind of hard. If you like do it too much, it won't do it. So just have it at an angle and then just look down as you're walking forward. Then you can start to speed bridge. So now I'm going to show you how to roof bridge. I don't know the official name for it, but I'm just going to call it roof bridging. It's when you make, like, say you make a speed bridge right here, and then you're speed bridging, and roof bridging is when you like make a stack right next to it and then start placing blocks behind you, then turn around and then you can just place blocks. So the way this is helpful is when you're running and your head is, if you're just constantly jumping to and hitting your head, it gives you extra speed. So that helps. So that's why a lot of people do it, so they can go faster. And when someone shoots you from the side, normally it would like hit you into the air and hit you off, but it doesn't do as much effect if you're like under a 2-block roof. If someone shoots you, you usually like don't fall off. It doesn't like hit you off as much as just without a roof, so that's also some protection from a bow. So yes, that is why it's useful. Now I'll show you how to do it. So first, if just say this is my speed bridge, you create a little stack, a 3-block stack, and then you place one above the speed bridge, and then you start walking backwards and placing the blocks. So you're walking backwards and placing the blocks, and then you turn around, still having your crosshair on the block and still holding the place block button, and then you can just start running and placing it. So again, you start just placing the blocks, then you turn around and have your crosshair on the block and keep holding the hold block button, and then you can just, you can just place the roof. So that is roof bridging. Again, I don't know the official name for it, I just call it roof bridging. So that is useful if you're on like a team block wars. Like I've seen people just like someone makes a speed bridge and then someone's behind him placing the roof. So you can use teamwork for this, or you can just do it yourself, but it's really helpful. Gets you a lot faster, but it does take a little bit to set up. You can practice and you can get faster at it, but it still takes a little bit to set up. You have to place a few blocks and then, make your little stack right here, but it is probably worth it if you do it quick enough, because then you can just head hit all the way to the other person's side. So yes, that is roof bridging. So Now I will talk about something called block clutching. It's when if someone pushes you off the cliff, you put a block under you on the wall. So I'll explain how to do this, but it's kind of useful to have hotkeys, which I'll talk about at the end of having hotkeys. But if you have a hotkey to the block, you can do it really fast. You can react really fast. So to do this, I'm gonna turn myself on creative. To do this, you're gonna, if you're falling, you're gonna hold your block and you're gonna just place the block right under you. If you place it like in your hitbox, like I do sometimes, you can't place it and you just die. You have to place it right under your hitbox, and don't do too far down because you might die of fall damage. So, but it won't work if you try to place it in your hitbox. So you kind of have to have your crosshair like facing the wall, but a little bit down. So if you're falling, you can just place it. It takes some practice. It's not always gonna work, because even like the most experts still don't do it sometimes. You have to aim right at the wall and place it right under you. So that's kind of hard, but it does save you. So say someone hit me off and I block clutched, and I want to get to their side. I don't want to just keep block clutching because that might get me killed. It gets me killed a lot. So if you block clutch, it's helpful to just start speed bridging on the edge of the wall. That goes a lot faster than trying to continually block clutch like me. I couldn't block clutch that time because I was trying to hit it in my hitbox, so I just died. So if you block clutch on a wall, So if you block clutch on a wall, you want to start like speed bridging. That would be helpful. Instead of just keep jumping and keep trying to block clutch on the wall, because it's not always trustworthy. Even if you're really pro, you still fail a lot. So that is block clutching. It takes a lot of practice, but when you're good at it, it takes a lot to hit you off because you can just keep block clutching. And that's why at least CubeCraft and most Block Wars maps have the blocks going down, so you can just block clutch if you get pushed off. So yeah, that is pretty much all the basics of block clutching. So now I'm gonna talk about path blocking. Again, I don't know its official name, but I'm just calling it that. If it's when you're getting chased and then you block up the path with your blocks. So if someone's chasing you, you don't want to like try to fill the whole thing because that just wastes time. So instead, you want to limit your blocks. Just make a little few seconds of time. So you want to kind of just like block like these 3 blocks because the person can't get through, so they'll have to mine at least 1 block, which buys you a few seconds. So, but to do that fast, I don't really have any tips except just like spamming. I don't really get it sometimes. So if someone's coming, you just kind of like block up like that. Try to do it on like the middle layer so they can't go under and they can't go on top, so they'll have to mine a few blocks. Don't just do it on the ground because they can just jump up there, and don't do it high because they can go under. So just kind of the middle layer, try to just spam blocks behind you. If someone's chasing you like and they're like on your tail, they're like really close behind, I've had this sometimes. If you try to block up, they'll get in the way and you won't be able to block up, so they'll just walk through before you can place the last block. So if they're like really close behind, don't like turn around and try to block it up if you're not really fast at it. But if they're a few blocks away, you can just spam the blocks quickly, and then you can just keep continuing on your way. You can also use the path blocking for like if they're shooting a bow at you, you can just quickly like spam some blocks in front of you, or if like you're on like a big stack and they're trying to shoot you off, just like spam blocks in front of you. That's really helpful. Just you need to learn how to spam blocks behind you. You can also use the blocking path strategy. So if you're getting chased like on a narrow road, you can just like quickly like place 2 blocks, and then you can just keep going while they have to mine. So now I'm going to talk about hotkeys. It's helpful to have hotkeys in like block wars and block clutching, all that. But before I get into that, in my other video, how to electromace in Minecraft Bedrock, I made a mistake by, like, if you've seen that, I said both my middle finger and my ring finger is on the W key, and so you might be confused, but I'm just gonna make it straight. My ring finger is on the W, so I have my ring finger on the W, and then my middle finger can access the inventory, which is E, and then the 3rd slot. So, but most people have their middle finger on W, so they can use their like the ring finger to access like slot 1 and 2, and then their pointer finger to access 3, 4, 5, 6, all that. But I like my ring finger on W because I'm just used to that. So yes, if there was confusion in my other video, just like I have my ring finger on W, you should probably have your middle finger on W if you're not used to it already, because you will probably get more farther by having your middle finger on W, but I just like it my way. So now that we have that resolved, I'll talk about the hotkeys. So I would have your blocks in your most comfortable hotkey, so mine is 3. So because if you're fighting someone and they whack you off, you can switch to your hotkey, and then you can block clutch, or if you're whacking someone and they're gonna kill you, you can switch to your hotkey and just like block them. So I would have, at least I have my blocks in my most comfortable hotkey. And then my second most comfortable hotkey, I would have my sword. So if I'm like speed bridging, I can jump over and start whacking them with my sword. So I would say the sword and the blocks are the most important to have in your hotkeys. So have these 2 in your most comfortable hotkeys, whichever those are. And then like the bow and the pickaxe and axe are like secondary ones, but your sword and your blocks need to be handy to like block clutch or to start fighting. And you can also have your other, like your pickaxe handy to like uncover their ender portal, or like to quickly shoot someone with your bow, so you can have that. But I would have these 2 as the most important and like most necessary to have handy items. And one more thing before I let you go. If you're playing block wars, and usually there's really pros on block wars, so if you're playing against a really good pro and they're just like annihilating you, don't get upset, because they've worked really hard to get to that point, and you can also. So if they look like computer, or if they look like they're hacking, just know that they've worked really hard. So just don't get upset because there's a lot of experts on Block Wars who like practice a whole bunch for this. So yeah, just have fun. And if you don't like Block Wars, then don't play it. But I like playing Block Wars even though I lose a lot. So yeah, just have fun.